Microsoft Excel interview questions along with their answers. Cell address in Excel? A cell address identifies a specific cell within a worksheet by combining the column letter and row number. For example, the cell address C5 indicates the cell located at the intersection of column C and row 5. Difference between relative and absolute cell referencing. Relative cell referencing adjusts based on the position where the formula is copied. For instance, if the formula equals A1 plus B1 in cell C1 is copied to cell C2, it will change to equals A2 plus B2. Absolute cell referencing remains constant regardless of where the formula is copied. This is done by adding $signs before the column letter and row number. For example, if the formula equals $, a $1 plus $B$1 in cell C1 is copied to cell C2, it remains equals $, a $1 plus $B$1. Create a pivot table in Excel. To create a pivot table, select the data range you want to analyze. Go to the Insert tab and click Pivot Table. Choose where to place the pivot table, either in a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. Drag and drop fields into the rows, columns, values, and filters areas to organize and summarize your data. VLOOKUP function and how do you use it? The VLOOKUP function searches for a value in the first column of a table and returns a value in the same row from a specified column. The syntax is $VLOOKUP, lookup underscore value, table underscore array, col underscore index underscore num, range underscore lookup. Example. Suppose you have a table with product names in column A and prices in column B. To find the price of a product named widget, use the formula lookup widget AB2 false. Freeze panes in Excel. Freezing panes keeps specific rows or columns visible while scrolling through the worksheet. To freeze panes, select the cell below the rows and to the right of the columns you want to freeze. Go to the View tab and click Freeze Panes. Choose Freeze Panes from the drop-down menu. Restrict someone from copying a cell from your worksheet. To protect your data from being copied, select the cells you want to protect. Press Ctrl plus Shift plus F to open the Format Cells dialog box. Go to the Protection tab, check Locked, and click OK. Go to the Review tab and click Protect Sheet. Set a password and choose the actions you want to allow users to perform. So what's the difference between concatenate and concat functions? Well, concatenate joins two or more text strings into one single string. The syntax is concatenate text1, text2, and so on. For example, #concatenate hello world returns hello world. On the other hand, concat is a newer version available in Excel 2016 and later that supports a range of cells. The syntax here is concat text1, text2, and so on. For instance, concat A1, A3 joins text strings in cells A1, A2, and A3. How do you apply conditional formatting in Excel? Conditional formatting formats cells based on specific criteria. To apply it, first select the range of cells you want to format. Then, go to the Home tab and click Conditional Formatting. Next, choose a rule type like Highlight Cells rules or Top-Bottom rules. Set the rule criteria and choose the desired formatting. Finally, click OK to apply the formatting. What is the IF function and how do you use it? The IF function performs a logical test and returns one value if the test is true and another value if the test is false. The syntax is $if, logical underscore test, value underscore if underscore true, value underscore if underscore false. For example, to determine if a student passed based on their score in cell A1, use the formula if A1 is greater than or equal to 50, pass, fail. COUNTIF function. The COUNTIF function counts the number of cells that meet a specific condition. The syntax is #COUNTIF range criteria. For example, to count the number of times Apple appears in the range A1 to A10, use the formula $COUNTIF A1 A10 Apple. Excel macros, and how do you create one? Macros automate repetitive tasks. To create a macro, go to the View tab, click Macros, and select Record Macro. Name your macro and assign a shortcut key if desired. Perform the actions you want to automate. Click Stop Recording when done. Run the macro by pressing the assigned shortcut key or selecting it from the macros menu. Index and match functions together. The index and match functions perform more complex lookups. The syntax is index array, match lookup value, lookup underscore array, match underscore type. For example, to find the score for John in a table with names in column A and scores in column B, use the formula =, index, B1 B10, match John A1 A10 0. Remove duplicates in a dataset. To remove duplicates, select the range of cells you want to check for duplicates. Go to the Data tab and click Remove Duplicates. Select the columns to consider for duplicates and click OK. Excel will remove the duplicate values and keep the first occurrence. SUMIF function. The SUMIF function adds cells that meet a specific condition. The syntax is SUMIF range criteria sum underscore range. Example. To sum the sales of widget in the range A1 through A10, use the formula =SUMIF A1 A10 widget B1 B10. Named range in Excel, and how do you create it? A named range assigns a name to a cell or range for easier reference. To create a named range, select the cells you want to name. Go to the Formulas tab and click Define Name. Enter the name and click OK. The text function. Well, the text function converts a value to text in a specified format. The syntax is text value format underscore text. For example, to format the date in cell A1 as mm/dd/yyyy, you'd use the formula =text, A1, mm/dd/yy. Custom number format in Excel. To apply a custom number format, select the cells you want to format. Right-click and choose Format Cells. Go to the Number tab, select Custom, and enter your format code. Difference between a workbook and a worksheet in Excel. Workbook, an Excel file containing one or more worksheets. Worksheet, a single spreadsheet within a workbook. Create a drop-down list in Excel. To create a drop-down list, select the cells where you want the list. Go to the Data tab and click Data Validation. Choose List from the Allow drop-down menu. Enter the list items separated by commas, or select a range of cells containing the items. Round function in Excel. The round function rounds a number to a specified number of digits. The syntax is @round number num_digits. Example. To round the value in cell A 1 to 2 decimal places, use the formula =round, A1, 2. What's the difference between a function and a formula in Excel? Well, a function is a predefined calculation in Excel, such as sum or average. On the other hand, a formula is a user-defined calculation using values, functions, and operators, like =A1 plus B1. How do you create a chart in Excel? To create a chart, first select the data you want to include in the chart. Then go to the Insert tab and choose a chart type. Finally, customize the chart as needed. What about the XLOOKUP function in the new version of Excel 365? The XLOOKUP function searches a range or an array and returns an item corresponding to the first match it finds. If a match doesn't exist, then XLOOKUP can return the closest or approximate match. The syntax is $XLOOKUP, lookup_value, lookup_array, return_array, if_not_found, match_mode, search_mode. For example, XLOOKUP widget A2 A10 B2 B10 not found. This formula searches for widget in the range A2 A10 and returns the corresponding value from the range B2 B10. If widget is not found, it returns not found. And what about the average function in Excel? The average function calculates the average of a range of numbers. The syntax is average, number 1, number 2, and so on. For example, to find the average of the numbers in the range A1 to A10, use the formula =average, A1 A10. TEXTSPLIT. The TEXTSPLIT function splits text into multiple cells based on a specified delimiter. Syntax =TEXTSPLIT, open parenthesis, text, comma, col_delimiter, comma, bracket, row_delimiter, close bracket, close parenthesis. For instance, =TEXTSPLIT, open parenthesis, quote, apple, comma, orange, comma, banana, quote, comma, quote, close parenthesis. This formula splits the text apple, orange, banana into separate cells, apple in one cell, orange in another, and banana in another. Text before function. The text before function extracts text before a specified delimiter. Syntax equals text before, open parenthesis, text, comma, delimiter, comma, bracket, instance underscore num, close bracket, close parenthesis. Example equals text before, open parenthesis, quote, apple hyphen orange hyphen banana, quote, comma, quote, hyphen, quote, close parenthesis. This formula extracts apple from the text apple, orange, banana. Text after function. The text after function extracts text after a specified delimiter. Syntax equals text after, open parenthesis, text, comma, delimiter, comma, bracket, instance underscore num, close bracket, close parenthesis. Example equals text after, open parenthesis, quote, apple hyphen orange hyphen banana, quote, comma, quote, hyphen, quote, close parenthesis. This formula extracts orange banana from the text apple, orange, banana. VSTACK. The VSTACK function stacks arrays vertically. Its syntax is IVSTACK, array 1, array 2, and so on. For example, AVSTACK, A1, A3, B1, B3, stacks the values from the ranges A1, A3, and B1, B3 vertically. TOCOL. The TOCOL function converts an array into a single column. The syntax is ACTOCOL array, ignore. For instance, TOCOL A1C3 converts the range A1C3 into a single column. TOROW. The TOROW function converts an array into a single row. Its syntax is TOROW array, ignore. For example, TOROW A1C3 converts the range A1C3 into a single row. The drop function removes a specified number of rows or columns from an array. The syntax is hdrop, array, rows, calls. For example, $drop, A1C10-2 removes the first two rows from the range A1C10. And or functions? Let's start with and. It returns true if all conditions are true. The syntax is hashed and condition 1, condition 2, and so on. For instance, to check if the value in cell A1 is greater than 10 and the value in cell B1 is less than 20, you would use the formula and A110, B110, B120. Want to highlight cells with duplicate values? Here's how you can do it. First, select the range of cells you want to check for duplicates. Then, go to the Home tab and click on Conditional Formatting. After that, choose Highlight Cells Rules, and then select Duplicate Values. Finally, choose the formatting you want to apply to the duplicate values and click OK. Left and right functions? Let's break them down. Left. This function extracts a specified number of characters from the left side of a text string. The syntax is #left text num underscore chars. For example, to extract the first three characters from the text in cell A1, you would use the formula left A1 3 right. On the other hand, this function extracts a specified number of characters from the right side of a text string. The syntax is #right text num underscore chars. For instance, to extract the last three characters from the text in cell A1, you would use the formula right A1 3. Data validation rule in Excel? Sure, let's dive into it. A data validation rule restricts the type of data that can be entered into a cell. To set a data validation rule, first select the cells where you want to apply the rule. Then, go to the Data tab and click Data Validation. In the Settings tab, choose the validation criteria like whole number, decimal, list, date, etc. Finally, set the criteria and click OK. How to use the len function? It's pretty straightforward. The len function returns the number of characters in a text string. The syntax is #len text. For example, to find the length of the text in cell A1, you would use the formula len A1. Nested function in Excel? A nested function is a function used as an argument within another function. This allows for more complex calculations. For example, to find the maximum value in a range and add 10 to it, you can nest the max function within the sum function xSumMax A1 A10 10. Dynamic chart in Excel? To create a dynamic chart, use named ranges or tables as data sources for the chart. Tables automatically expand to include new data. Select the data, go to the Insert tab, and choose a chart type. Whenever new data is added to the table, the chart will automatically update. Purpose of the trim function in Excel. The trim function removes extra spaces from a text string, leaving only single spaces between words. The syntax is htrim text. For example, to remove extra spaces from the text in cell A1, use the formula =trim A1. Ever wondered about the use of the MID function? The MID function extracts a specified number of characters from a text string, starting at a specific position. The syntax is #MID text, start_num_chars. For example, to extract 3 characters from the text in cell A1, starting at the second character, you would use the formula =mid A123. How do you protect a worksheet in Excel? Well, to protect a worksheet, go to the Review tab and click Protect Sheet. Set a password and choose the actions you want to allow users to perform, like selecting locked cells or selecting unlocked cells. Finally, click OK to protect the sheet. What's the purpose of the substitute function? The substitute function replaces occurrences of a specified text string with another text string. The syntax is rsubstitute text, old_text, new_text, instance_num. For example, to replace apple with orange in the text in cell A1, you would use the formula =substitute A1 apple orange. Use of the HLOOKUP function. The HLOOKUP function searches for a value in the first row of a table and returns a value in the same column from a specified row. The syntax is $HLOOKUP, lookup_value, table_array, row_index_num, range_lookup. Example, to find the value in the second row for widget in a table with headers in the first row, use the formula YLOOKUP widget, A1C3, 2, false. Sparklines feature in Excel. Sparklines are tiny charts within a cell that provide a visual representation of data trends. To create sparklines, select the data range you want to visualize. Go to the Insert tab, choose a sparkline type, for example, line, column, or win-loss. Select the cell or range where you want to place the sparklines and click OK. How to use the Now function. The Now function returns the current date and time. The syntax is $now. Example, to display the current date and time in any cell, use the formula $now. Purpose of the Find function in Excel. The Find function returns the position of a text string within another text string. The syntax is $find, find_text within _text, start_num. For example, to find the position of the word apple in the text in cell A1, use the formula #findApple A1. Consolidate data from multiple worksheets. To consolidate data, go to the Data tab and click Consolidate. Choose the consolidation function like sum or average. Then add the ranges from the different worksheets you want to consolidate. Finally, click OK to combine the data. How do you use the ISERROR function? The ISERROR function returns true if a formula results in an error and false otherwise. The syntax is #ISERROR value. For example, to check if the value in cell A1 results in an error, use the formula $ISERROR A1. So what's the purpose of the offset function? Well, the offset function returns a reference to a range that is a specified number of rows and columns from a cell or range. The syntax is 8offset, reference, rows, cols, height, width. For example, to reference a range that is 2 rows down and 3 columns to the right of cell A1, you would use the formula $offset, a 1, 2, 3. What is a slicer in Excel? A slicer is an interactive tool that allows you to filter data in pivot tables and charts. To insert a slicer, select the pivot table or chart you want to filter. Go to the Analyze or Options tab and click Insert Slicer. Choose the fields you want to use as slicers and click OK. Use the slicer buttons to filter the data. How can you group data in a pivot table? To group data in a pivot table, right-click on a field in the pivot table, for example, a date field or numeric field. Select Group. Choose the grouping options, like by date or number range, and click OK. Network days function. The network days function returns the number of working days between two dates. The syntax is =network days, start _ date, end _ date, holidays. Example. To calculate the number of working days between two dates in cells A1 and B1 excluding weekends and holidays in the range C1 to C5, use the formula =network days, A1 B1 C1 C5. Purpose of the DATEDIF function. The DATEDIF function calculates the difference between two dates in years, months, or days. The syntax is =DATEDIF, start _ date, end _ date, unit. Example. To calculate the number of days between the dates in cells A1 and B1, use the formula =DATEDIF, A1 B1 D.
If you like this video, please share it, comment it, please do subscribe for upcoming videos. Thank you.